this world, there is real evil. In the darkest shadows and in the most ordinary places. These are the true stories of the innocent and the unimaginable. Marie Potter knows that her daughter Julie has powers of perception beyond the five senses. In profound silence, something unknowable speaks to her. Something that torments the family and fights to destroy everything they hold sacred. Between the world we see and the things we fear, there are doors. When they are opened, nightmares become reality. The Hudson Valley of upstate New York has long been rumored to be a land of ghosts and demons. Early Dutch explorers named it the Devil's Playground. And pioneers told stories of terrifying supernatural encounters. Even today, some inhabitants report horrifying hauntings. In the fall of 1998, single mother Marie Potter struggles to care for her children, Paul, Angela, and Julie. Julie suffers from a severe birth defect. She cannot walk or talk. To protect her identity, Marie appears in shadow.
Her comprehension seemed to be okay, but her expressive abilities were less. Her communication was more facial expressions or sounds.
There we go. Okay.
The family moved into the house 3 years earlier.
Mommy will be right back, okay?
Ever since, Julie has seemed to watch and smile at unseen visitors.
To me, the way she was reacting, it looked like someone who was playing peekaboo through the wall.
Julie?
Because she'd look at it funny and look startled when it would come back. I thought it was angels.
Marie is confident that whatever the cause of Julie's strange behavior, it doesn't pose any threat to her daughter.
I just assumed it would be good. Just because of how she was.
In 1998, Marie visits her childhood neighborhood in Brooklyn, New York, where friends introduce her to an intriguing stranger named Chris.
He seemed down to earth and honest, and he had a good sense of humor. So we kind of hit it off.
Chris admires Marie's grit and determination and immediately falls for her.
She doesn't take any garbage from anybody, and I kind of like that.
A few weeks later, Marie invites Chris to her house.
Hi. Glad you could make it.
Chris has an ominous feeling as soon as he steps through the door.
It felt very crowded. It's like walking out from outdoors into a closet. That much of an atmospheric feeling as you went from a lot of air to no air. And it was a big open room, so there should have been plenty there.
Kids,
He tries to ignore the uneasy feeling.
this is Paul, and this is Angela. Kids, this is Chris.
The kids and I really hit it off. They're wonderful kids.
This is Julie. Julie? Julie, honey, I'd like you to meet Chris.
Hi, Julie.
Like she could kind of see through you or into you.
It's okay.
If you were not nice, she would know.
It was really nice meeting you.
She kind of glanced at me, and she gave me a big smile, and I just smiled back.
Can I talk to you for a minute?
Sure.
Chris decides to tell Marie about the uneasy feeling he got when he entered the house. He explains that as a teenager, he studied the paranormal and discovered that he had a natural ability to sense spirits.
What do you mean?
Chris believes that there is some kind of supernatural activity inside Marie's house.
Look, I'm not trying to scare you. I just think you have something like that in this house.
Marie assumes that Chris is talking about whatever Julie is communicating with. What Marie thinks of as angels.
And he said they're not good. I thought, why would it be bad? Didn't make any sense why it would be bad.
Chris leaves, curious about the nature of the home's unseen inhabitants. He fears that the family could be at risk.
Wake up, kids. School day.
A few days later, in the early morning,
Paul, get in here. Were you playing in here last night?
It wasn't me. It was the boy with yellow hair.
What boy?
Boy that comes at night.
Nice try. Pick your toys up, put them in your
You
room.
need to clean them up.
It wasn't
No, the
me.
little boy likes to play
Boy
with
with
them.
yellow hair.
He plays in the living room. I don't want him in my room.
And this must be the... And this must be the... Mommy, there's somebody in my room.
She came into my room. There's a boy with blonde hair in my room. I want him out.
So where is he?
Well, he was right there.
She got angry. He was here.
So what about your job in the city?
I can commute. I mean, it's only an hour and 10 minutes by train.
over the following weeks, Marie and Chris grow closer.
I like it here.
Eventually, he moves in and becomes a father figure to the children.
They would start doing stuff to make me and Marie happy. And if they didn't want me there, they would have made it painfully obvious. They were very open, and once the relationship started, it just blossomed.
Yeah, pass those rolls down here. So you guys are really excited about going on vacations, probably.
Anything to you?
The natural assumption was that it must have been a figment of her imagination or a ghost.
I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna do something.
I've got an idea. Have you ever used a Ouija board?
Chris believes that a Ouija board will help him communicate with the spirits in the house.
I wanted to find out if there was a message they were trying to tell us.
What you're doing?
Find out what they want.
Marie has doubts.
Do you know what you're doing? Because I never did this. And he's like, oh yeah, I've used this before. He said to me, this is what you do. You put your hands on the planchette and I'll ask the questions and it will move.
Is a spirit here that wishes to speak?
And I said, yeah, okay. I said, sure. It's not gonna move. That doesn't make any sense. How can this thing move on its own?
Is there a spirit here that wishes to speak? Is there a spirit here that wishes to speak?
Yes. Chris, if you're doing that,
I said, you did it.
Swear.
He goes, no, I didn't move it.
I swear to God.
Are you sure you know what you're doing?
I'm sure. What is your name?
F R A N K. Frank.
Frank, why are you here?
The planchette moves to the letters J and P.
That's Julie's initials. He wants Julie.
We don't know that for sure.
Well, what else could it be?
Frank, what do you want with Julie? Frank, are you here?
There was no response for that.
Chris refuses to give up.
Is there a spirit here that wishes to speak?
He goes, okay, is there anybody else here? And it went to yes.
Yes.
And he said, what's his name? And went to Adam. And he asked, who are you? And it spelled out the word son. Chris freaked. Because his ex-wife had aborted a child. So he thought it was his son.
That's when I kind of got freaked out. And that was like Like, why are you following me? And it wouldn't answer.
What if it's my son? What if it's my son?
I said to Chris, I said, it might not be your son. He said, it is. I know it is.
Adam, are you here?
We should have stopped.
Did you
He
hear
said,
that?
did you hear that? I don't hear anything. What are you talking about?
Oh, listen.
Hold on.
There was banging underneath the floor in the kitchen. And then sounds from the hallway in the basement. And I was like, what is going on?
Oh my God. Hold on, Chris. Chris?
They were trying to do everything they could to start scaring us.
A few days later.
It looked like paint. It felt like paint. I asked the kids and they said, no, it wasn't them.
Marie knows there is no white paint in the house, and the handprints do not match the size of her children's hands. She has no rational explanation.
Chris?
Marie and Chris believe that whatever spoke to them through the Ouija board is still in the house.
2636.
They seek help from a local investigator who runs an internet website about the paranormal. The investigator suggests a way to make sure their children are not playing a prank.
Try this.
She said if we put baby powder on the ground, that it was light enough to be disturbed by energy going over it.
The passing spirit will leave a trail.
The investigator says that tracks left in the powder will show whether or not they're dealing with something supernatural.
Put down flour or baby powder.
The next morning.
No human being was able to reach where the writing was without stepping in the powder.
Chris and Marie call the paranormal investigator to the house.
Baby powder down like you told us to, and the next morning it was like this. There's the J there, and the A, and an F.
The investigator turns pale when Marie points out the name written in the powder.
What can we do about it?
Do either of you know Lilith?
No.
No.
I can't help you anymore.
Why not?
That's my daughter's name.
She felt threatened. Nobody knew her daughter's name.
It has been weeks since Marie and Chris used a Ouija board to communicate with spirits inside their house. Ever since, Marie has had trouble sleeping.
Who are you?
I'm Frank. Frank who? Because you're such a stupid woman.
What do you want?
You don't know what's going on.
You're too late.
Because you can't help her. What are you talking about? Help who? Julie.
You stay away from my daughter.
You can't help her. Because you're nothing.
What's the matter?
There's a man in the backyard. He wants Julie.
It's okay, it's just a dream. It is.
It was real.
It's okay.
Marie tries to dismiss her nightmares, hoping that they are simply a product of anxiety.
Is that Paul? Paul, what's the matter? It's okay. Are you all right?
He was crying and he kept saying the face came through the wall, the face came through the wall.
It's okay.
Marie feels helpless to protect her family from an unknown entity.
It was just a dream.
I didn't want the kids getting hurt. Didn't really care about me, but I didn't want them getting hurt.
The next day, Marie rearranges Paul's room. The boy refuses to sleep with his bed set against the wall.
There was an F on the floor. And it looked like it was burned and I couldn't get it off.
Chris!
I got Chris and I go, what is this and why is this here?
About this?
And he goes, I don't know.
To Marie, it seems like proof that Frank is real. Chris and Marie consider moving to a new
Maybe we
house,
should leave the house.
but fear that their problems are not attached to the house, but to Julie.
If I picked up and moved, I would leave bringing her with me. Couldn't leave her there by herself. So it'd just be a new house, same stuff.
A few weeks later.
What are you doing down here?
You don't know who I am, do you?
It was weird. The light that usually would shine towards the washing machine and dryer was facing him like a spotlight.
Julie is mine.
What are you talking about? She's my daughter, not yours.
You still don't know who I am, do you?
Quit playing. You're starting to scare me, Chris.
I'm not Chris.
He goes, you can't help her. Because she's mine, not yours. You can't help her.
I'm Frank.
with you?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Do you remember our conversation in the basement?
It was hard to breathe. And I remember Marie keep yelling at me, "What's wrong? What happened? Calm down." I just remember feeling panic.
I was like, did you do that on purpose? Because I don't know what happened.
Neither Marie nor Chris want to leave the house.
But we have to do something.
They simply want their lives back.
What about another investigator?
It's very tiring because you
Not
don't
off the
sleep.
internet, but a friend of mine.
You start thinking you're nuts.
We have the number.
So,
It ends up being kind of like this big whirlwind, and you're trying not to be sucked into the middle of it.
We decided to make a stand. We were not going to let this guide our lives.
let's do this together.
It's 555.
Desperate, the couple contacts another paranormal investigator. Dave Considine is a lay religious demonologist. He draws on the power of the Catholic Church to combat hauntings.
All right, tell me what's been going on.
I had felt in her voice that she was sincere. She was trying to get the information out to me as quick as possible and wanted us there immediately.
One of them is disabled and...
It was just that sense of urgency, that sense of fear in her voice.
Dave becomes deeply concerned when he learns that the couple used a Ouija board.
A Ouija board is basically an oracle, whereas a spirit can enter through, be it a human spirit or a diabolical spirit.
Dave fears that the couple has released a demonic spirit into their home.
Other children have seen ghosts.
He's even more worried when he learns they burned the board.
Never, ever burn a Ouija board. When you burn that Ouija board, you're burning the oracle in the physical sense, but you have not closed down the gateway.
Demonologist Dave Considine arrives at the house with a member of his investigative team, Barbie Hyde.
There was an air about the house. It felt like something intimidating was behind you. It was a very, very uncomfortable feeling.
Is Julie? Julie? These nice people have come to help us. Can you say hello? Julie, these nice people have come to help us. Can you say hello?
Hi, Julie.
When I had first met Julie,
How are you?
there was no fear upon her face. You only saw the fear in the other members of the family.
Do you mind if I look around for a little bit?
Not at all, please.
Okay, I'm with you, Julie.
Dave senses that Julie can see and hear spirits.
What are you doing?
It's very rare, but there are some children who are born mediumistic. It was the first time that I had ever experienced ectoplasm.
Dave believes that ectoplasm is a manifestation of powerful psychic energy. The phenomenon convinces him that the family's stories are real.
Let's sit down and then talk about what's really going on here.
The investigators interview Chris and Marie in depth about what has been happening.
Please tell me, what have you seen?
Well, Marie's been having bad nightmares.
It looked as though they were at the end of their road.
I have a nightmare of this man, mid-30s, dressed in black.
Investigator Barbie Hyde senses the family's frustration.
How long is this gonna take? What can you do? How soon can you get this out of the house? What's the best way to protect the children? The best you can do is say you have to work with us and be patient with us.
As best as you can, do not show anger or fear.
He said not to acknowledge it or give it any recognition, because that gives it power. He said anger or fear feeds it.
It's not that they're afraid because there's things happening in the house. This thing is centering on their fear. It knows what scares you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you.
Dave realizes that if there is a diabolical spirit in the Potter's house, its main goal is to possess and destroy them. The paranormal investigators return with 2 additional researchers and video and audio equipment. They hope to document the supernatural occurrences inside the home in case they need to convince the Catholic Church to become involved. Technical specialist John Arell.
Before we can have any sort of intervention, we have to present them with enough evidence, say, okay, here's what's going on in the house.
Chris has taken the children to a motel, except for Julie. Since Julie was the first to acknowledge the supernatural presence, the investigators believe that she may be a source of energy for the spirits. They convince the family that she should remain in the house to increase the likelihood of paranormal activity. The investigators divide into 2 teams and place recording equipment throughout the house.
I'll put on some coffee.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, thanks.
I heard what sounded like bowling balls rolling around upstairs.
The investigator knows that no one is on the 2nd floor.
I got this feeling that something or somebody was watching me.
Definitely needs holy water here.
Stand by.
I need holy water.
Stand by.
Okay, I'll take it up.
I got a cold sweat on my neck. I knew there was something behind me.
You okay?
I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Bobby, you okay? We got...
Is she all right?
I'm not sure.
The next thing I remember is everybody surrounding me.
Barbie, are you all right?
I'm not sure.
What
Help
happened?
her up.
Honey? What happened? What? Are you all right, Barbie?
Something you can't grasp or fight against is in complete control of you.
Barbie, I'm fine.
Hey, come on, stand up.
It makes me think, if it just did that,
No.
if it just tossed me down the stairs, what else is it capable of?
Thankfully, Barbie is
No, I'll be
unharmed.
fine. Let's stay here with Julie.
The Diabolical will do these physical attacks upon the investigators in the home to create fear, to create a sense that it's in control, that you have no right to be there, and it's going to do to you exactly what it's doing to the family. In a diabolical haunting, anyone who steps into that house is in danger.
Demonologist Dave Considine knows that he will need help to combat a spirit this threatening.
After what just happened, I see that we have no other choice but to get the church involved.
Well, let's do it.
Yeah, you see, but it's not that simple.
We need to know exactly what this is to be able to bring the proper authorities into the house to take care of the problem.
And we're gonna have to come back here several more times to collect enough evidence.
Enough for what?
Enough evidence to convince the church that they have to come here and perform an exorcism.
When the investigators return, they bring a clairvoyant with them, hoping that she can determine the specific cause of the haunting.
I was not sure if we were dealing with one particular spirit, or possibly human spirits that were residing in the home along with the diabolical. That's why I had brought in someone to discern the home.
John, I'm gonna walk the house.
The clairvoyant is drawn to one particular room.
Is everything all right?
There's a spirit, and he's using this child as a portal into this house.
He uses her. And I said, what are you talking about? She goes, he uses her. He hides in her.
The look on this clairvoyant's face was a look of a predator.
She's out of here. Let's get her out of here.
The clairvoyant had
It's one demon.
discerned that there was one particular entity in the home, and that it was of a diabolical nature.
Into this house. Let me take you home. Thank you. Okay.
Dave Considine concludes that the visions seen by the family members, the little boy and the demonic Frank, are disguises assumed by a single entity that is trying to manipulate the family.
Diabolicals will always try to make themselves look bigger, and they will always try to appear as multitudes. They call themselves Legion.
After repeated visits to the house, Dave presents his evidence to the church. An exorcist agrees to help the family. The exorcist first meets in private with Marie.
Are you telling me that you think my daughter's possessed?
He explains that Julie cannot be possessed because she has no ability to choose between good and evil.
He said your daughter is a victim.
But we do need to stop this demon from oppressing her, using her to enter your home. I propose a minor exorcism, a blessing over the house and the people in it, to get rid of this demon. I think we better get started. God, arise.
A Roman Catholic priest prepares for an ancient ritual to protect a family tormented by a demon.
As smoke is driven away, so are they driven. As wax melts before
He recites
the
a
fire
minor
of
form
God.
of exorcism to drive the diabolical spirit out of the house.
So the wicked perish before the presence of God.
It was using the child as a gateway, an entry point.
We drive you from us.
This child has not the ability to say yes, nor does the child have the ability to say no.
Unclean spirits, all satanic powers.
I had two investigators sit on both sides of the small girl. Because she was the possible entry point.
She didn't have the comprehension to understand the severity of the situation. It really didn't have a will, one way or the other, to initiate or break off the communication.
In the name and by the power of our Lord Jesus Christ, may you be snatched away and driven from the church of God.
Julie grows angry.
Her hands were sort of in a raking gesture.
Redeemed by the precious blood of the divine Lamb. Ourselves before thy glorious majesty, and we beseech thee to deliver us by thy power from all the tyranny of the infernal spirits. We drive you from us, whoever you may be, unclean spirits, all satanic powers, legions, assemblies, and sects, driven from the church of God.
She's staring intently at the priest. You know, if I can get my hands on you type of thing. But it really wasn't her, it was the entity that was possessing her.
Before thy glorious majesty.
Our gut was it wanted to get up and go after the priest. And if we weren't watching her, it would have.
We heard 3 distinct loud booms, indicating that the entity that was there left the house.
You all right?
The family senses that their home is safe again.
All right, sweetie?
The house changed. The house got much lighter. The house smelled differently. The air felt better.
Julie? Baby?
It just feels as though there's a tremendous weight that's taken off the house.
In the following days, the house remains at peace.
We were very grateful and we were very happy. We thought, this had done the trick.
The exorcism removed the diabolical entity from the house, but did not destroy the evil. The Potter family has since moved, but their nightmares continue. A family settles into their suburban dream life when a dark energy invades their home.
Something was watching me. You felt it almost breathing on you.
Evil lurks behind every corner.
Scary man. He's in the walls.
I could feel that something was around me.
And no one rests in peace.
It wasn't a nightmare. It's a threat.
In America, there is real evil. It lurks in the darkest shadows and in our most ordinary towns. Between the worlds we see
Someone's in my room.
and the things we fear, there are doors. When they are opened, nightmares become reality.
All right, guys. Let's wrap it up for the night.
No argument from me.
Me neither.
In 2013, Bill Toller, a brick mason, takes on a job at the state penitentiary.
I was starting my own contracting business and doing bricks and remodeling. We had one really big job, which was the jail. The tools had to be away from the inmates. So where we kept our tools at was death row.
Hey, has anybody ever told you guys that we're standing in the execution chamber? Well, the former execution chamber. For nearly 20 years, prisoners were put to death right where we're standing.
He says The gurney that you're using is actually where people have died on that gurney from lethal injection. It was kind of creepy.
Interesting. Dang it.
You okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay. Let's just get out of here.
But this is not the only big project in Bill's life. He has just moved his family to the suburbs.
We were moving from Baltimore, from a little row home to Pasadena. Pasadena is a quiet, family-oriented community. Kind of like waterfront type people, always on the water, fishing, crabbing. Definitely a good place to raise kids.
Rudy the tugboat was shiny and new, ready to set sail on the ocean blue.
Waiting for Bill at home is his wife Amanda and their son Colin.
When Bill and I arrived at the house, we both knew that it was perfect for us. It was a lot of room.
Chug, 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 chug. Moving out to sea went the little tug.
Daddy!
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Yeah? Good.
Colin's a big ball of energy. Rough, tough, typical boy.
How was your day?
It was good. Long, tired.
What happened to your finger?
Oh, I'm sore. No big deal. Hey, guys. You're leaving?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mom's waiting.
Bill also has two sons from a previous relationship, Byron and Corey, who stay with them part of the time.
Well, tell your mom I said hi, and listen, behave yourselves.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You're just a normal, average family.
See you later, okay?
See ya.
Have a good week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right, where were we?
Bill's new business is booming, but it's a mixed blessing.
My work was pretty crazy. We were working like 18-hour days. We had a couple different jobs going each day. I would get up around 6:30-ish, be out the door by 7:30. It wasn't unusual to see me come home at 2:30 in the morning. You make the sacrifices for your family so you can have things in life that you normally wouldn't have. It's life sometimes.
Most days, it's up to Amanda to manage the running of the home alone.
Not long after we moved in, maybe one of the first few weeks that we were there, Bill was working as usual. I was in the living room. I heard little tapping noises, and I wasn't too sure what to make of it.
Weird.
The tapping would be the corner, top corner, it could be the left, the right. It was so random, it wasn't one area.
Bill?
I kept hearing my name. It was like a whisper. It was in the hallway, and then it got closer to my ear. I thought, okay, well, Bill's home.
Bill!
I kept listening, and it would stop. I knew what I heard. I was like 100% sure that someone was there. I just knew I wasn't alone.
Amanda decides to keep what she's heard to herself.
Bill, do you hear that?
Hang on. Bill and I were in bed late at night. We both heard footsteps upstairs.
We knew that there was nobody up there because Colin was asleep and the boys were with their mom. And we sat there and listened. We could hear it walking from one room to the next and down the hallway.
Someone's in the house.
I'll go check it out.
Fearing for his family's safety, Bill grabs a gun he keeps locked away for protection.
Honey, be careful.
I will.
So I went upstairs and checked everything out, all the doors and windows. There was nothing up there.
A few days after moving into a new home, Amanda Toller begins hearing strange noises and sends her husband to search for the intruder.
I grabbed my gun and went downstairs and checked everything out. We had a panoramic picture, 18 inches tall, 4 foot wide. That picture comes off the wall, hits the desk, flips to the left, and lands about 6 feet away. And I had hung it really good. I smacked the wall and everything to make sure that picture wasn't gonna fall because it's canvas. It should have stopped right when it fell and hit the desk. There was nothing to give it a different motion.
What's that noise?
The picture fell.
What was going on upstairs?
Nothing. Colin was sound asleep when all the doors and windows were locked.
Are you sure? I heard it. We heard it.
I don't know what it was. Sometimes houses creak and make noise.
In my head, I'm thinking, it's nothing. It's gotta be something settling or something.
But Amanda still feels the events are unexplainable.
The footsteps, the whispering, the tapping happened all the time. Every day I knew that something was watching me. If I walked down the hallway, it was right on my back. If I went to the kitchen, It was next to me or right behind me. You felt it almost breathing on you. And I would always turn around, and nothing was there.
How was your day? Just okay? You feeling a little tired? Here, sit with Mommy. I'm a little tired too.
Over the next few weeks, Amanda and her son Colin begin to feel their energy being drained.
Let's just take a little nap, okay?
We get home around 5 o'clock, and as soon as we got in the door, I would go to the couch with Colin, and we would immediately just go to sleep. And we would wake up around 11 o'clock at night, eat, shower, and go right back to bed.
If I had to come home in the afternoon and grab a tool in between switching jobs or something, they're sleeping. If I came home early, 10 o'clock, they're back asleep, or they're just waking up off the couch at 10 o'clock. It was pretty strange.
He was really concerned. So I went to the doctor, had physical done, I had blood work done. Everything came back normal.
The mysterious fatigue strikes at all hours. Her sleep is anything but peaceful.
I would have nightmares, and it would be violent, like horrific, terrifying dreams. Really, really terrible dreams.
For weeks, Amanda Toller has been sensing an unnerving presence in her house. Now she comes face to face with the entity that's been tormenting her.
I kind of just stopped and looked again. Am I really seeing this?
The event leaves her shaken. But Amanda isn't ready to confront her husband with her suspicions that their dream house is haunted.
I didn't want to say it, because I knew that if I said it out loud to Bill, that it would actually be true, and that I couldn't block it out anymore. I didn't want to believe that this was really happening. Usually I would never want to leave the bedroom, because I didn't want to have to go up and down the stairs and have to feel that presence behind me.
Day after day, night after night, Amanda continues to live in fear.
And I could feel like an uncomfortable feeling on my back, kind of like a burning sensation.
Bill? You okay?
I kind of like turned to look at my back, and I had 2 lines. The scratch was probably about 4 inches, 5 inches. They looked like claw marks.
What is it? What happened?
Look at this.
Bill, oh my God. What happened?
I don't know.
The morning that Bill got scratched, that's when it all became real. We were living in it. This is what we were dealing with.
Something's going on in this house.
It was me who said, Bill, I feel like I'm being watched. And then it kind of led into everything. I couldn't deny it anymore.
That's when she kind of opened up and told me everything that was going on with her. We're dealing with something that can definitely hurt us.
I told Bill that I wanted to move because I was so afraid. I really just wanted to get out of there.
What are we gonna do?
Bill tries to convince Amanda that they can overcome this.
We're gonna get through this. The children are fine. They're not experiencing anything.
Me and Amanda had talked about it. We agreed to have somebody come in and investigate the house and try to see if they could find anything wrong with the house.
As they wait for help to arrive, Bill's 2 sons are home for the weekend.
Would you stop messing with that glove?
First thing, I gotta break it in. Second thing, that's your job.
Me and my brother went to go get like trash bags and stuff.
Use a little help here.
Your job.
Byron? I think you need to see this.
What?
Corey was like, "Did you see that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I see it." Looked like it was just looking at us.
After several paranormal experiences in their home, the Toller family invites John Drenner Jr., founder of Glen Burnie Ghost Hunters, to investigate.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Sure, I'm here to help.
The second I walked through that doorway, it felt like I had walked through a brick wall. The pressure was intense. The feeling that you got was overwhelming.
When John came over, I was pretty nervous to find out what he was going to find.
So tell me what's been going on.
Well, it started with footsteps and then tapping. Tap, 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 always like that.
The tapping were coming in threes, which led me to believe it was demonic. And 3 is the number of the Holy Trinity that they are making a mockery of. Amanda and Colin were often very tired, mainly because this entity was feeding off of them. The way that demons work is that they will use you like a battery. They will drain you, make you tired, to break you down physically, mentally, and spiritually to where they can invade. Scratches are a main indication of a demonic presence because human spirits don't have that type of power.
What you're experiencing is likely not a human spirit. It sounds like a demon.
A demon?
John said that demons work by trying to wear you down, and their ultimate goal was to possess you or take your body over.
What can we do?
I want to do a walkthrough of the house.
No. 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 No.
Who's this?
This is our son, Colin. Colin, this is John.
Hello. No, I don't want to. No.
Colin was interacting with this unseen force. And I asked him, I said, who are you talking to and who are you playing with? He was afraid.
Hey, Colin. Who are you talking to?
A man.
Man. What's his name?
Rhodocon.
Colin voices the name of the demon, Rhodocon.
There is no way that he would have known that demon's name unless that demon had told him himself.
Okay, buddy. I'll see you later. Amanda, Colin has just said the name of a demon. Now, this is very important. No one in this family must ever repeat that name. Naming it gives it more power.
God.
Is everything okay?
Colin is at risk. We need to cleanse the house now.
To know that my son was communicating with a demon was just terrifying, just heartbreaking to know that I don't have control over this, and this demon could make him do anything. It was just really scary.
The reason it gave Colin his name is because it wanted to take advantage of an innocent child. It wanted to be invited in. What I feared that would happen to Colin next if that demon remained in the house is that he would undergo a possession.
John prepares sage to cleanse the entire house in the hopes that he can chase the demon away.
By the might of God, in the name of all that is holy, come down, warrior angels, and cast out these demons. Drive them away from this home, this family, and seal off this home from all that is unholy.
He started reading prayers.
By the might of God, in the name of all that is holy, come down, warrior angels, and cast out these demons.
It was so heavy in the house that it was hard to breathe.
By the might of God, in the name of all that is holy, come down, warrior angels, and cast out these demons. Drive them away from this home, this family, and seal off this home from all that is unholy.
Once the blessing was over, the house felt a lot lighter, and it seemed like it was gone.
John said, "How do you feel in here?" I said, "It feels good in here. I can breathe."
That's it. The last room is cleansed.
I feel a difference already.
We had hopes that we could get this thing cleared up to where we could stay there.
Bill and Amanda are relieved to have the cleansing behind them. But now Colin appears to be frightened once again.
We were getting ready for work, and Colin was on the bed, and he would not look at Bill.
You okay, Colin? Colin, look at me.
No.
What's the matter, buddy?
Scary man. He's in the walls.
Colin referred to them as monsters, and there was one that he said it's in the wall.
I could feel that something was around me.
Is he behind me?
Bill and Amanda Toller thought they cleansed their house of an evil demon. But when their son Colin sees it inside the wall, it's become apparent they were very wrong.
Is he behind me?
No!
I felt like, oh my God.
He was terrified. I felt more of an urgency to try to protect him, but I didn't know how because this is something that I can't see.
Feeling that there is safety in numbers, Bill and Amanda move the three boys into their bedroom.
Okay, last one.
We decided that we weren't going to let the kids sleep upstairs anymore because it was just too dangerous.
Earlier that evening, Bill talked with sons Byron and Corey.
Thanks, Dad.
I asked them if they felt anything weird in the house or heard noises that they couldn't explain. They said, yeah, that they would hear like stuff go up and down the hallway. They said they felt like something was always outside the door.
How long are we going to have to live like this?
Only a couple days, buddy. We're getting help. It's okay. It's okay.
You could still hear footsteps upstairs. And we're talking 5 people all in one room, knowing that there's nobody upstairs.
It's okay, buddy, all right?
Once again, the family calls in paranormal investigator John Drenner Jr. This time he brings along additional support, an expert on demons.
I called him in because I thought he would have a better grasp on what we were dealing with and how we could better attack it.
Once I went inside, I had some strange feelings about the place. Something kept drawing me to the basement.
Downstairs, investigators detect paranormal energy.
Mike, over here. You feel it?
A portal.
Portal's a passage that entities travel from one world to the next. And they do this so they can have a quick exit and a quick entrance.
Suddenly, Mike detects a new energy.
Bill? Is this yours?
Yeah, I keep all my tools down here.
There's a very dark energy surrounding this bag. Where have you been working with this bag?
He told me that he's a contractor and he was doing some work in a prison, particularly death row. And that's where these tools have been. They've been sitting in death row for weeks on end.
The bag was kept in the room where they used to execute the prisoners.
And he was bringing these tools into the house. And that's when I said, now I have the connection. There seemed to be something attaching itself to the tools.
He said that that was pretty much probably where this thing it came from. He felt like I brought it back.
Can you take the tools out of the bag?
Mike further explains that once inside the house, the demon opened a portal. To protect the family from further harm, the tools must be blessed and the portal sealed.
The tools are electrical tools. Anything magnetic can draw any type of entity because they live in a magnetic world.
Dear Lord, in Jesus' name, please bless these tools that they may not again be used as a conduit for entities to come between one threshold and another. Thank you, Lord. Amen. By God's mighty power, I cast out all demons and call on God's warrior angels to come carry all evil entities back to their source. In God's holy name, I bind and seal this doorway to hell. In Jesus' name, amen.
Once we did the blessing, I sensed that the portal was closed.
We need to move on to the rest of the house.
For days, everything is calm. The house is quiet. The tollers believe they finally have their house and their lives back.
The last blessing that we had, I truly felt that this is going to help, that we're going to be able to live here and be able to live our lives normal. Good job.
You immediately seen the difference in Colin and Amanda. Amanda wasn't sleeping as much as she was, and Colin was back to acting full of energy.
For more haunting, visit DestinationAmerica.com. Amanda Toller is hopeful that paranormal investigators have cleansed her home of an evil entity. But just when she thinks it's safe,
Colin, what's wrong, honey? Did you have a nightmare?
The scary man pushed me.
What scary man?
The car hit me.
Colin had woke up crying, and he said that he had a really bad dream. A man had pushed him into the road, and he was hit by a car.
Bill. Oh my God. Colin just had a nightmare that someone killed him. His description was too gory and detailed for a child his age. Bill, I'm scared.
What? Listen, get out of the house now. I'm at a psychic's office.
I'll explain later. Just get Colin to the sitter and...
Get over here now. Text you the address.
Oh, okay. All right. Come on, buddy. Bill, what's going on?
I was driving by here and I just got this gut feeling that I needed to come inside.
I remember riding down the road and looking up and just seeing a sign, and I had a feeling like I need to go in here.
Tell my wife what you told me.
Don't take your children back to the house. It's too dangerous.
What?
Your son had a nightmare about his death, right?
Yes. How did you know?
It was a man pushing him in front of a car. It wasn't a nightmare. It's a threat from an evil entity in your house.
Did you tell her about his dream?
No. She told me and then you called.
The psychic had told us about this dream that she already knew about even before we told her.
Yeah, that was definitely confirmation that whatever was there was real, and whatever he had dreamt about was a warning.
I know you love and care for your son deeply. Don't take him back to the house. He's in mortal danger.
I felt that the children were in danger, and I mean, our whole family was in danger, and it was not safe to be there anymore.
they both agree. Their dream is now a nightmare. Amanda takes the children to stay with a relative, while Bill must return to collect his tools for work.
What was that? Did you hear?
Let's just get this loaded and get out of here, please.
We were getting the scaffold and stuff out of the backyard, and we were hearing, like, tapping on the glass.
Bill?
At that point, I said, let's keep going. Let's just hurry up and get this stuff and get out of here.
Whatever's in there can stay in there.
You gotta tell me twice.
All right, that's yours. You good with that?
The Tollers never spend another night in the home and begin to rebuild their dreams in a nearby town.
When Bill and I drove away from the house for the very last time, it was a moment of relief to know that it was over, it was done, and we weren't gonna look back ever again.
We bought a house. Everything's pretty normal. No weird feelings, no anxiety. Everything felt like it should.
It changed my life. Before I was atheist, and then this whole thing changed my view. I believe in God now from that whole experience.
All right, let's stack these boxes up and we'll go for another one, okay?
Definitely opened my eyes that there's things out there that just, it's not as cut and dry as a lot of movies and stuff make it seem. It's a lot more real when you're there. It's kind of like being in a glass box. Like, you can see everything around you, but you can't get out of it. You feel like you're stuck.
The tollers have moved on, but demons never die.